Hey, what up? It's Adrian from Rabona TV. How was your weekend? Mine was good, thank you very much. I spent it working on that Nangolan bio, which I hope you took a second to watch. And if you hadn't, no worries. You can watch it some other time. I figured I'd let that video marinate for a little bit before I got right down your guys' throats again with another video on a Tuesday, so I spaced it out to Wednesday. That's fine, right? Since there isn't a ton of stuff going on in the world of football, like MLS isn't even going on right now because of the Gold Cup, the most boring tournament in the world. Well, not quite. Maybe I'm just a salty Canadian. 2000, baby! That's our year! But anyway, since there isn't much going on right now, I'm working very hard to make sure that you guys have some content for when I'm away on vacation in a few weeks' time. So, given that there isn't much going on and I have a lot of extra work to do, we might be doing transfers twice a week. But don't you worry, once the seasons start up, and I'm dying for that, by the way. Are you not dying for football to start up again? Once the season starts up, it'll be back to the old Rabona TV videos with all the graphics of all those stats you had no idea flying in and out. We're gonna get back to those videos once the season starts, I promise you. But for now, enjoy transfers and just general banter. All right, let's get into it. I think Lukaku and Rooney have been covered to death, including by me. So I'm gonna smash the skip button on that one. So where shall we begin? With James Rodriguez to FC Bayern. Now, here are the specifics on the deal. According to Christian Falk from Sport Bild, the 2-year loan deal will cost Bayern 5 million euros per year, so 10 million total. But there's that option to buy for 32.5 million euros, which means, 35.2, there's that dyslexia again, million euros. Which means, at the end of this, Bayern could have scored James Rodriguez for just 45.2 million euros, which in this market is pretty crazy. And given that Thomas Muller didn't have the best of seasons last year, it's a good idea to pad that central midfield position, especially since Renato Sanchez isn't getting any games, so he's not going to be in great form starting out the season. And also, if someone offered your club James Rodriguez for 45 million, I think any club would take it, to be honest. Plus, I honestly think that the Bundesliga will suit him a little bit better than the Premier League, so I think it's a good move for James. And for Bayern Munich. Not really for Real Madrid. Well, they have a ton of players in that position anyway, so they'll be fine. Also, shout out to the Bayern Munich Twitter account for this seemingly cringe as posts to start. But then, we remember back to 2014, the World Cup, and this awful headline that says, it just doesn't make sense. Also, reports out of Germany are saying that the Douglas Costa to Juventus deal will be finalized sometimes today or tomorrow or maybe just sometime this week. I don't know. When you put a finalization date on any of these deals, you're just asking to look like an absolute dilfus. Anyways, Tangent City, boys. Welcome to Tangent City. Population, this guy who has some trouble speaking when he's filming these things right when he got off work, eh? But back to the move, I really like this one for Juventus. Why? Well, that attack of Dybala, Higuain, and Douglas Costa is pretty f***ing scary. Throwing a little John Quad, maybe Mandzukic off the bench. Ooh, fuego. Switching gears completely to Arsenal, and Thomas LEMAR is apparently interested and receptive to the interest of Arsenal. Wow, that's a great way of putting it. Arsene Wenger tried to sign this guy way back when he was at Caen, before he went to Monaco. So it's no secret that Arsene Wenger likes the boy, and for me, I personally like this deal more than if Arsenal was to turn their attention to Riyad Mahrez. Now, you might be saying, why can't they have both? But I'm working in my own little world that I created, where they can only have one of them. And I just find that with Lacazette up front, Sanchez maybe up front, although people are saying that he might be going to United though, which sounds like bullshit. Lacazette, Sanchez, LEMAR, Ozil. That's an attack to get frightened about, excited about, weird about. It's not a big announcement, it's nothing new, it's nothing rare, but Everton is looking to sign more players. More. As it is no secret that Ronald Koeman wants Gylfi Sigurdsson from Swansea, but are they gonna get him? Not unless they pay the price that Swansea is asking for, apparently. As Swansea has set Sigurdsson's buyout clause, it's not a buyout clause, but their own buyout clause aka their asking price. What am I saying? At £50 million. That's a lot of pounds. Although, having said that, I'm a massive fan of Gylfi Sigurdsson, and if I was to do the Rabona Awards for just the Premier League last season, he would have got the Unsung Hero or Underappreciated Player award. Why? Because he's so sick, and even though Swansea were shit for a lot of last season, he still put up the numbers, and let me tell you about him. 9 goals and 13 assists in the league, 8 of which were in 2017, which was more than any other player. Scored against the top 6 opposition regularly, played in all 38 of Swansea's matches, ran 422.36 kilometers in the entirety of the season, more than any other player. Plus, he scored more free kicks than any other player since August of 2014 with 6 bangers. So with that being said, it kind of makes sense that Swansea has slapped a £50 million price tag on him. It's definitely too high to pay for him, and it's more of a f*** off to Everton, but I personally would love to see him as part of a better squad. No offense to Swansea. Also with Everton, a source close to the club, Alan Myers, apparently said, now remember this is basically the apparently show, that Everton are willing to spend big on another Belgian striker. Who is it this time though? Is it Michy Batshuayi? Is it to buy back Romelu Lukaku immediately? Of course not. Is it Divock Origi? No, it's not. Who is it? It's Crystal Palace's Christian Benteke. Now, I can't really see Crystal Palace letting go of Christian Benteke. Why? Because they need all the goals they can get, as they are no guarantee to stay up or stave off relegation next season. And he proved to be pretty good for them last season as well, so why would they want to get rid of a striker like that, especially when you know they can't really get anyone of that caliber to replace him. But that being said, the kicker here is that Everton are willing to spend big, whatever the that means, to bring the striker in. So if they wave enough money in Crystal Palace's face, this deal could happen, and I think that Everton would be a good fit for Benteke, as he's going to get a lot better support there with this great team that they're building. I don't really see it happening, but if it does, solid move. Well, Chelsea is allowing Diego Costa to stay in Brazil for a little bit longer, meaning he will not make it for the beginning of pre-season training. Now, I don't think that it's a family emergency or any sort of personal issue that he is dealing with, so I think that this could be the negotiation of him finding a new club. Namely, Atletico Madrid, who apparently still, it's been a couple weeks now, are at the negotiating table with Chelsea to hash out if they can make this deal happen. I don't even understand at all how it really works. There's something to do with Las Palmas thrown in there. To be honest with you, I haven't read about it too much because it doesn't really interest me. Simply because he wouldn't be able to play for 6 months, or he'd be playing at Las Palmas. Which is cool, I guess. Speaking of other Brazilians, Brazilian fans, Brazilian players, Brazilians around the world, this Brazilian is in China. You probably know who I'm going to talk about already, and yes, you're right, it is Paulinho from Guangzhou Evergrande. I think I said that right, maybe not. I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me. Neymar is trying so hard to get the Barcelona board to approve the purchase of Paulinho from Guangzhou Evergrande, and apparently they've been trying, but here's the kicker. Reportedly, the chairman of their club is friends with Florentino Perez, who you know is going to be telling him, do not sell Paulinho to Barcelona. But here's the thing that I don't understand, is why is Barcelona going for this guy anyways? Is he that good? I haven't watched him in a while. I saw him in some international play. Decent. But is that the direction that Barcelona's midfield wants to go? Paulinho and Andre Gomes? Is this world crazy? And the fact that Iniesta is still decent enough to play, certainly better than Paulinho and Andre Gomes, even with his age and his lack of mobility, or at least lesser mobility than he had before, is really a question that the Barcelona board needs to answer, because if they want to replace someone like Iniesta, I think you're going to have to do better than Andre Gomes or Paulinho. To me, those guys are filler players. And speaking of filler, Stoke player, I'm joking, Stoke or their players, neither of them are filler guys. They're fun teams that cause upsets once in a while. Marko Arnautovic may think that they are though, because apparently he has handed in a transfer request to get out of Stoke, and his brother has confirmed it. Why are we trusting his brother? Well, I don't know. Regardless, I'm sort of up this news story delivery, but that's because I don't really care about it, because Marko Arnautovic is all fur coat, no knickers. He's all pomp and no play. He is a shitty Zlatan Ibrahimovic knockoff, which is so disappointing because he clearly has the ability, but he's just so inconsistent. I clearly have a sour opinion of him. I think that he doesn't apply himself as much as he should. Sound like a dad. And I don't think that going for players like that is necessarily a good idea for the team dynamic. The aforementioned Radja Nainggolan has been linked with Manchester United and Chelsea, and he has scared some AS Roma fans with a little bit of his Instagram activity. Now, for some reason, Instagram has become a source in a lot of these football transfer stories. Like if someone's wife or girlfriend likes things from the team that their husband is linked with, apparently that's evidence that they're gonna move there. That happened with Morata. His girlfriend, now wife, liked a bunch of United stuff. Did he sign for them? Nope, or not yet at least. That stuff is all trash, but this one is a little bit different, and let me show you why. In Kevin Strootman's goodbye Instagram post to Antonio Rudiger, who is Chelsea bound, confirmed, he said this, quote, "Hope this is the last goodbye of the summer," to which Radja Nainggolan responded, "I don't know, cry laughing emoji 3 times. Then Mohamed Salah got in on the Insta fun by commenting, quote, "Cry laughing emoji times 3, time for Radja now, cry laughing emoji." Oh shit. Then again, Monchi did say that Radja Nainggolan would be staying at "This is the time to build the team, not dismantle it," or something along those lines. However, with all the links and Nainggolan saying that stuff, they're either trolling the fans or there's a little bit of truth to this. And finally, the dude who was a lock to go to Manchester City has now signed a 2-year deal with PSG. This makes a lot more sense to me as I said in my last video, or one of my last videos talking about Dani Alves, I'm not sure that the physicality of the Premier League was over his head. AKA, he wouldn't have done well in it. He could have been good off the pitch, in the dressing room, that kind of thing. Sometimes you gotta make those signings. But for him, this move to PSG is much better. And it's great for PSG as well. But that is it, my friends. Like I said, I will see you guys on Friday. Make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment in the comments section. Of course, hit subscribe if you're a stranger. And I will see you in the comments section. Peace out.